this level is actually the inspiration for me starting the no spin run in the first place, going back to Crash 1. Because this level is crazy without the spin. Behaving, you can see it's got a crystal, it's got 2 gems. You can probably guess from the level name what type it's gonna be. Behaving. Oh god, save me, save my soul. So we had to dig in it way back in level 17. I say way back, it was only 3 ruddy levels ago, but anyway, here we are, behaving, and as you can probably guess, it's a B level. Here we are back in the Alpine Tundra. It's not really a tundra, but an Alpine region, where we have to deal with the piranha plants and the bees all over again, and we're already starting off with ground I could potentially spin and dig into, but again, I can't spin, so that's not really a thing I can do. Alright, let's go. So we got our Aku Aku mask, running along. It's lovely to have the invulnerability, because I don't have to deal with the, the bloody bees. Thank goodness for that. Might as well break those nitros, why not? There's a lot of nitros in this level, in fact. And then, there we go. And there's a box in here. Now this is where things are going to get tricky, methinks. I think I might just damage abuse up ahead. Because you see, what makes this so much harder than digging it is the beehives actually spurt multiple bees now, which makes it a lot harder to belly flop or skid them. But I'm going to give this my absolute honest try. I think I'm going to damage abuse here. I think this is how I'm going to handle it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to belly flop here. And then we're going to take a damage. Oh, no. Okay, they don't go away. They don't go away. Belly flop, please. I thought they would go away after hitting you. Apparently they don't. And oh my god, I just came so close to getting killed. Alright, so we're like only a small fraction of the way through the level, and I've already almost completely failed and died. I've lost my double Aku Aku. It's not looking great. We got this guy who's looking really angry. Yeah, mate, I'm looking angry. Is there a worried face on that thing? Because I'm not worried. Damn, I'm not angry. I am worried. Alright, there we go. That side has worked out. I'm gonna checkpoint. It's actually going pretty smoothly so far, I must admit. Yeah. Wasn't expecting it to go this smoothly, but hey, it mightn't be. Yep, there we go. As I thought, didn't keep up. That's interesting that we got the angel animation for that death. Usually it does that pretty actually funny looking death that I didn't discuss when I was in digging it, where Crash swells up. It's pretty funny looking. Alright. Come on. Let's make it. Alright, good. Now we're actually at the alternate path of the level. So you're thinking, well, there's no alternate path here. There's just a kind of pointless looking staircase of nitros there. Well, if you notice these nitros, they're not making any noise or popping up and down like regular nitros do. That's because they're not real nitros. They're fake nitros. This is, in fact, a secret of the level. So we don't have death routes like we had in Digging or Cold Hard Crash, or a gem route like we had in Ruination. Instead, it's a secret route where you get to the top of this staircase here, and it warps you off. This level has a lot of nitros in it though, so you might be forgiven for thinking those are genuine nitros. But again, they clue in. They're just painted that way. They don't make any noise. They don't jump up and down like regular nitros do. Again, Naughty Dog, they clue into these secrets. They might be a little bit unfair when it comes to, like, backtracking through death routes. I'm looking at you, Cold Hard Crash, but they're definitely more or less fair when it comes to secrets, because, they clue in. And there it is! The 5th and final color gem of the game, the purple gem. It has the same cut as it did in Crash 1, but of course it's much more opaque, like all color gems, or all gems in general in this game. But there it is, here in Behaving, level 20. And this little side-scrolling segment. So who would have thought these little underground side-scrolling segments with waterfalls and all that would have had something as important as our color gem in them, but there we go. I love its teardrop shape. Purple gem possibly is my favorite shape, because I do like that teardrop cut, it's very unique. And purple's my favorite color, so yeah, I do love me the purple gem, good old purple gem. Sadly, it loses its teardrop shape in every game after Crash 3, which is a bit of a shame. I do love that teardrop shape. Anyway, we're gonna have to deal with some tricky platforming, with some more of these bullets. It's very similar to the underground segment of Unbearable, the secret area. And I just realized this does actually have the B-level death route music. It doesn't have the Unbearable death route music, so that is the only route in the game where you hear that music, which is a bit of a shame, because as I discussed, I really love it. Anyway, I am going to kill this guy just for revenge. There's for trying to kill me. An eye for an eye. No, I don't actually believe that. I'm not a proponent of the death sentence. Why did this suddenly become so political? This was just supposed to be an innocent playthrough of this game. Why am I now discussing political things? What the hell? Just, okay, I'm okay with taking a hit there, because that was really weird. I was expecting to get hit, and then I didn't, and then all hell broke loose, basically. But whatever, there we go. There's the end of the route, and we've got our purple gem, nice and safe and secure. No boxes in that route. You just need it for the purple gem. And I don't think Noi Dog thought it very well through, because they actually put the purple gem at the beginning of the route, so you can just get the purple gem and kill yourself, and then you're done. You don't even have to do that route. It's actually optional. And Noi Dog clearly didn't think that through that well. Hopefully in the Insane Trilogy they fix that and put the purple gem at the end of the route, or at least that's my 2 cents. I don't know, they might keep it in anyway, you know, staying true to the original games, but hey, I'm just ogling that purple gem. It looks so beautiful there on my heads-up display. Anyway, yep, this is where the platform takes us, which is right before where we entered. As you can see, there's a nitro staircase. So if you kill yourself, you have to go back a bit further, because the checkpoint's a fair way back, but it's not so far back that it costs more time than if you went through the route. So yeah, in speedruns, you just get the purple gem and then kill yourself immediately, which, you know, kind of sad, because it is an interesting route. I definitely prefer to see it in speedruns, see how they would handle it. But yeah, this level really isn't giving me too much trouble so far. I remember back when I tried this level, no spin, I was really struggling to get past the bees. Again, I guess I didn't think of skidding them back then either. I tried belly flopping them every time, but even so, I haven't had to worry about skidding them or belly flopping them so far. I'm generally being more or less evasive enough. Anyway, bunch of nitros there at the start bonus, because again, this level has a ton of nitros in it. But other than those nitros at the start and a few more coming up, this bonus isn't really too much to write home about. It's not that special, but hey, you know, it's still fun. All the bonuses in this game is fun on some level. The annoying part about this is the boxes, as you saw, can bounce really high on top of the nitros, and sometimes they can bounce so high in the air that you won't land on them here, and you'll also land on the nitros instead. It's pretty annoying. There we go, 15 boxes and a bunch of nitros too that we didn't break, but we'll get the nitro nuke later, of course, and you know, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Alright, so this might be where the bees get intolerably hard. Let's see. No, not yet. Alright, there's our crystal. Okay. Oh, this could be my downfall. Nope, made it just in time. And we are actually at the end of the level. Wow, this was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. For once, something is easier than I thought it was going to be, instead of harder than what I thought it was going to be. Literally made it all the way to the last segment of bees in the level without having to deal with any bees. Oh, actually, no, there was that one time I had to deal with bees around those nitros quite early on in the stage, where I took lost 2 Aku Akus, but other than that, I haven't had to deal with them. Unfortunately, we've gone quite a fair ways back, which is annoying. Oh, geez, no. The hive was starting to activate there. Yeah, I'm just wondering how I'm going to handle this last section of the level. I think I will have to belly flop them, or potentially skid them. No. I don't think I should break that box. I don't really think I'm in time to break that box and also take care of the bees. I should belly flop the bees and take care of that box simultaneously. That's probably the easiest way of handling it. So let's give that a whirl, a turn, a whirly turn. Okay, there we go, and whoop, we're across, and boom. And alright. Oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Okay. Alright, go. We're gonna take care of them all in one fell swoop. And jelly flop, done it. Alright, go. No, how is there more bees coming already? How is there more bees coming already? I only just killed the first batch. What's up with that? That's some lame stuff right there. So it looks like we have reached my Achilles heel. The very end of this level is the one part that's going to give me significant problems. Oh boy. Come on. Whoa! Oh! I thought I was going to die there. I wasn't quite fast enough. That's a tricky part to get past, actually. It's not ridiculously hard or anything, but it's pretty tricky. You really don't have much time to do it. Alright, get that box. And let's keep going. Hit that guy. Nope. Yep, thought so. I was not fast enough at all. I'm not focusing. I wasn't focusing that time. I need to focus in on you know what I'm doing. Because you know when you're playing a game, you totally don't need to focus. You know when you're doing difficult challenges in reasonably difficult games, you don't have to focus at all. Oh jeez. We really have reached my Achilles heel, aren't we? I think we're gonna have to start making cuts now. Okay, well, that didn't work. I got a pity Aku Aku mask, but I still wasn't able to do it. I feel kind of guilty for the fact that now that I'm going to be able to do, now that I have an Aku Aku, I'm probably going to be able to do this quite a bit easier, and you know, I don't really deserve this Aku Aku mask, it's a pity one, but hey, whatever, I have it, might as well use it, whatever. Alright, there we go, that's how we're going to use it. Oh god, get rid of the bees, please. Oh, well, now we don't have it. Oh boy. Let's go. Okay, that time we didn't have a batch of bees coming immediately. What's up with that? Oh! That is why you don't let your guard down. Yep, that is the reason why you don't let your guard down on these things. Oh boy. Crystal and Purple Gem look quite nice together since they're both purple. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I do actually rather like contrast, having them both be purple. Is it good? I don't know. Crystal has that glow to it, which the gems don't have, so I don't know. Go away, bees. Yeah, I do rather like how they give the crystal a glow to sort of set it apart a bit and make it seem kind of special, considering how easy the crystals are to get compared to the gems. The crystals sort of seem a little bit pointless to me. Like, the game could be exactly the same without the crystals, and instead, to progress through the game, you just have to reach the end of the level. Like, reaching the end of the level, like, activates a light or something above the level in the warp room, and that's how you unlock the boss, you know, something like that. The crystals are, like, pretty much redundant, really, to the core of the game. But I'm kind of glad they're there, because they look pretty. I like their cut. Like, nice tall cut. It's very different to the gems, and I like that. I like how it's set widely apart from the gems. Alright, don't let our guard down this time. Go for it. Oh, I got hit, but there we go. I made it to the end. Bees can't follow us in here. 92 boxes, and there's our clear gem. Most of them were nitros. Like, I think more than half the boxes in the level were nitros, so yeah, that's a lot of nitros. There we go. Crystal, gem, purple gem for our 92 boxes. There was 93 in hanging out, and 95 in digging it. Very similar box counts. Very similar. Anyway, there's our clear gem, and purple gem, and fits nicely into that slot. Except it doesn't have a sharp cut at the bottom, so that kind of stands out a little bit. Anyway, I think we're probably going to have a cutscene here, yep. Cortex again.
Crash, I have discovered that the opposition is being masterminded by Dr. Nictus Rio, the inventor of the Evolvo ray. Rio was responsible for our misunderstandings in the past. He forced me to assist him in his plot for world domination, and he's at it again. He will attempt to stand in our way. Be on your guard, Crash. Use the platform to deliver the crystals to Ancient.
So yeah, basically Cortex is saying Embryo was responsible for trying to take over the world in the first game. Even though Cortex very blatantly tried to kill us at the end after Embryo had already been defeated, but I digressed. Oh jeez. Crash, you really are a moron, aren't you, for believing this? Anyways, there it is, every gem in the fourth warp room. We got ourselves a crystal and a clear gem for hanging out, a crystal and 2 clear gems and digging it, likewise for Cold Hard Crash, likewise for a third time for Ruination, and then in Behaving we got ourselves a crystal, a gem, and a purple gem, the 5th and final colour gem of the game. If we go into our pause menu here, you can now see all 5 colour gems have gained the correct size, and look at that, we have 32 out of 42 gems, so we're very quickly approaching the end of the game. And I haven't been saving at all. I haven't been showing off those pictures that you get for each level for saving. I keep forgetting to do that. Oh well. Well, there's the one for Behaving. Appropriately enough, a bee, a close-up of a bee with Crash just sort of waiting for death. Incoming doom in about 1 second. Alright. Updating memory card, please wait. And then it should be all nice and done. We are 3/4 of the way through the game. 75%. That's pretty nuts, isn't it? A full 75%. We're really fast approaching the end of this game. But yeah, that is every crystal and gem in the 4th warp room. You don't have to backtrack here or anything, because remember, all of the first 3 warp rooms you had to backtrack for a gem. You know, the red gem in warp room 1, the box gem for Air Crash in 2, and the box gem for Road to Ruin in 3. Although you can actually get that red gem on the first visit and that box gem in Road to Ruin on the first visit by glitch time jumps. You do absolutely have to backtrack for Air Crash's box gem though. It's the only level in the 100% speedrun that you have to visit twice, because all the other levels you can get everything in it in one go using exploits. Yeah, another interesting thing of Air Crash. Still talking about Air Crash. All the way at the end of Warframe 4, still talking about Air Crash because of how much I like it. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Behaving, it's It's an alright level. I mean, its special route is a bit, shorter compared to digging it, and you don't have any of those backtracking shenanigans in digging it, which make the level actually kind of a little more interesting, honestly, although in a no-spin run it was obviously quite a bit more annoying than it would typically be. Interesting the fact that we have two of the same type of level in one warp room. We had that with the jungle levels back in warp room 1, but there is actually another jungle level in this game, whereas there isn't another B level, it's just two B levels. So the entirety of the B levels is confined to this warp room, which I find interesting, a type of level that's unique to a warp room. That doesn't happen anywhere else in this game, or indeed in any other game in the series, so that's pretty cool. Another thing I like to say about Warp Room 4 is just how many flippin' boxes it has. Again, with 92 and behaving, 93 and hanging out, 95 and digging it, 84 in ruination, 155 in cold hard crash. Every level in this warp room has at least 80 boxes, and most of the levels in this game have less than 60 boxes, or less than 70. Yeah, isn't there really like 7 or 8 levels that have more than 60 boxes, and like 5 of them are in this warp room? Okay, it's more than that. It's probably more like 12 or 13 levels that have more than 60 boxes, but still 5 of them are in this warp room, all 5 levels, and they're all over 80 boxes in fact, so that's pretty nuts. Yeah, this warp room has the most boxes in the Naughty Dog released games, although there are warp rooms in Wrath of Cortex that have more boxes than this one, because Wrath of Cortex has an amazingly high amount of boxes compared to the Naughty Dog games. Anyways, with that, we might as well head into our fourth boss, Engine, who is Dr. Cortex's lackey that we saw at the beginning of the game, in the beginning cutscene. So now Cortex wants us to deliver the first 20 crystals to Engine, because apparently he's starting to get worried. The stakes are high. There's a full 20. You want to get them up.
Dr. Cortex says these are 20 crystals are connected to me.
So Engine wants us to give him the 20 crystals, and he's brought a big super mech for some reason, because apparently that's necessary. I mean, aren't we supposed to be on the same side, and yet he brings this giant, fully armed mech, all in good self-defense. All in good self-defense, my good man. Lol. Like I'm believing that one. Crash must be a moron to not realize that these are the bad guys at this point. Anyway, you can shoot Wumpa Fruit. Ooh, that's a new mechanic. And that's basically what you have to do. You have to shoot the red parts of his mech. So first you start with the laser hands, now he shoots out rockets, and you have to hit the shoulder rocket pads. And there you go, the rockets fall down. You can see their shadows coming, so it's pretty easy to avoid. The lasers he shoots at the beginning are honestly harder, but luckily you can take out that weapon quite quickly, as you saw. So yeah, I think we're probably on the Cortex Vortex here, actually. Cortex's space station we saw at the start of the game. I mean, I can't imagine where else, we'd want us to deliver the first 20 crystals to. There we go, we got one of them. Once it starts, getting all that electrolyzed stuff on there, it's gonna break off inevitably, although it usually takes a few seconds. And now he's doing something different. Alright, we got that one off. He shoots out a rocket and it goes along the side, but nothing too difficult. Alright, I apologize, just had a brief little interruption there. Anyway, we're up to the final phase, where he will do that. Shoot a giant laser out, which actually destroys the platforms. He doesn't have many HP here, he only has 5 HP, so... Bam, there we go, done. Pretty easy, really. Quite a fun boss, though. Prepare to suffer his wrath? This isn't Wrath of Cortex. Like that joke hasn't been used before. But yeah, fun boss. My second favorite boss after Tiny. It is quite an enjoyable boss. I really do like it. Anyway, cutscene.
What is your problem, Bandicoot? I will not ask you again to bring me the crystals. Obtain the remaining 5 crystals, Crash, and bring them to me.
I love the way he starts that cutscene. That he went. I love the way that is said. Anyway, let's save the game because I actually remember this time. Let's have a look at what the picture is for Engine. Could be anything really. Well, it's probably Engine. Yeah, it's Engine. It could be anything really. I mean, it could be a fluffy bunny. It could be a metal ball. It could me being a moron. Oh jeez. Here we are in the 5th and final warp room of the game, and my favorite looking warp room of the game actually. We're in the official Cortex Vortex space station themed warp room. You can see outer space there through the window. It looks really cool, this warp room. All different things about it. You can see space through the floor here, the glass floor, and it's like little pillar towers underneath here. You see there's a pillar tower under there, and under there. Anyway, last 5 regular levels of the game, and boy, these ones are not going to be that easy. Maybe easier than the 4th warp room, though, because I have those shenanigans with the no spin and everything. 4th warp room is actually really hard. Like, even with the ability to spin, I think the 4th warp room is arguably harder than the 5th warp room, which I guess is a bit of a problem with the difficulty balance in this game. But the 5th warp room is still arguably harder. It sort of depends on your view. The 5th warp room is still at least the second hardest after the 4th warp room. So it's not that poorly balanced. I mean, at least it's not the 1st warp room is the hardest and the 5th warp room is easiest. That would just be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Ridiculous and stupid. Anyway, the first level, pissing it away. Level 21 is going to be an entirely new level, this one. Entirely new level. But I think I'm probably gonna save that for the next recording session, because boy oh boy, my voice is tired, and it took me so long to get to that 4th warp room, a lot longer than I expected, so I think we are going to cut things off here. Nice appropriate time to end after we've finished beating Engine. I didn't really mention the aesthetic of the Engine boss fight. The music's alright, it's kind of catchy, it's not really my sort of thing, although it seems to be pretty popular among the fandom, more popular, or more loved than I love it, at least. And it looks pretty cool, you know, the whole Cortex space station thing, and you got that blue ring he comes through, and it has those constant lights going through, and there's sort of like 6 sort of veins coming off it, the light coming in. It's a pretty interesting little animation effect. And I think the fact that he destroys the platforms at the end there is kind of interesting. It's sort of almost going back to Tiny a bit, and you know, that's the main reason why I love Tiny, the fact that you're doing a lot of platforming, and there's falling platforms and all that. But yeah, fun boss overall, and fun boss to cap off a tough yet fun walk room. So what else can I say? I mean, the fact that, I'm not sure if I want to bring this up now, but the fact that we have all 5 colored gems now obviously means there isn't going to be a colored gem here in Warp Room 5, which is sort of disappointing, but sort of not, because the fact that they're all clear gems actually sort of fits in with the coloration of this warp room. It's all very clean and clear, the way clear gems are. That's why they're called clear gems. They're clear and clean, or they're clean of color anyway. Unless you count grey as a color, because they are sort of grey. I still prefer to call them clear gems, because if you call them grey gems, that kind of implies they're like colored gems, you know. Colored names should be reserved for proper colored gems, at least that's the way I see it. Yeah, Warp Room 1 had 2 colored gems in the very first 2 levels, and we had 1 each for Warps 2 and 4. 2, 3, 4 rather. So we had red and blue, or blue and red in the first Warp Room, then green in the second Warp Room, yellow in the third, purple in the fourth, and now no color gems in the 5th, so interesting how that works out. It's also interesting that all the color gems are in the 1st, 2nd, or 5th levels of their respective warp rooms. There aren't any color gems in this game, they're in the 3rd or 4th levels of a warp room, which is kind of interesting. And you have the fact that the eel deal is a green gem, and then plant fruit has a yellow gem, which is 2 consecutive levels, much like Turtle Woods and Snowgo with the blue and red gems, except they're actually in separate warp rooms, which is interesting. That doesn't really happen any other time in the series, so 2 pairs of colored gems in consecutive levels. And you have level 20 with the purple gem, which is way out ahead of the yellow gem, which is in level 11. The purple gem is a bit of an anomaly almost, or a bit of an outlier, and an isolationist. We'll call it the isolationist gem. Alright, I like that now. It's a good title, good title. Anyway, enough rambling about the logistics of gems and boxes and bosses and aesthetics and music and so on. Next time, when we come back to the 4th coin session, we will be doing Piston It Away, an entirely new type of level that I'm very much looking forward to getting into. So, until then, I shall catch you guys next time. This is the Fruity Tangerine 17, signing off.